Camilla Thurlow was the Love Island runner-up in 2017 alongside her partner, Jamie Hewitt. And today she joins me to discuss her first book, Not My Type, Finding My Place in the Real World. It's a pleasure to see you, Camilla. Good morning. Good
morning. I'm so sorry, but I can't see you.
Some people think that's a bonus in life. Don't you worry about it.
I was looking forward to seeing your lovely face.
Well, get Jamie to put the telly on and lug it to where you are now, and then you'll be able to see it, because I have got a lovely smiley face today. Look, it's lovely to see you. You look very well. How is pregnancy going, first and foremost?
Yeah, I think ups and downs, but I'm very, very happy, very excited.
Fantastic. Well, look, you have written a book. I've got it here. It's called Not My Type. So tell me, why did you decide to write a book? Because it's not all about Love Island, is it?
No, I mean, actually, probably the biggest part of it is about the work that I did with the Halo Trust in Explosive Ordnance Disposal. So before Love Island, that was the work that I worked in, the humanitarian sector, and I was lucky enough with that job to have the opportunity to travel to Afghanistan, to Mozambique, to Zimbabwe, Cambodia. And during that time, I learned a huge amount. And so it was really important to me to have the opportunity to try and share that with as many people as possible.
So just give us a flavour of what your life was like before Love Island.
Yeah, very good question. I mean, as I said, because I travelled across several different countries, it changed in different places. But the work that I did was predominantly in landmine clearance, which is when you go to areas that have experienced conflict and you remove explosive remnants of war that are still posing a risk to people who are trying to return to their homes and live their lives again. So, for example, you might clear land that then can be used for someone to farm for food for their family, or perhaps build a school on. So that was what I was working in. And every country had different challenges, which is kind of what I go through in the book. But it was an amazing experience.
So why was now the right time for you to write this book?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I had got to a point where I had enough space and distance to be able to reflect on some of those times with Halo that were perhaps trickier, and have the opportunity to turn that into something that I could express to others and explain why landmine clearance is so important. But if I'm honest, I've always wanted to write a book. The last 3 years, it's just been about working out exactly how to do that in the right place at the right time, and this was it. So yeah.
So how does one go from clearing landmines in Afghanistan to a villa in Spain and always wearing a bikini?
Yeah, that's a good question. It was I came back from Afghanistan and I was really struggling with kind of social dislocation. I was struggling to process the events that I'd seen in the years preceding. And I was struggling to reconnect with my friends and family. And so I couldn't quite work out the best way to figure out my future. I couldn't work out how to balance everything. I knew that I was working in something that I loved and felt passionate about. Equally, I knew at that point that I wasn't maintaining healthy relationships with friends and family at home. And so I was trying to figure out a balance between the two, but I just felt very trapped in an incredibly negative mindset. And I was approached by one of the casting researchers. They sent me a message and sort of just went through the process, the application process. And it was going on in the background during these few months where I was really struggling in myself. And so, you know, when they asked if I'd be in the opening cast, it was almost like, oh, here's an answer. This is something that I can do for the next 7 weeks. And also, I think if you're struggling with socializing, Love Island does present quite a unique, immersive socializing experience where you are forced to interact with people every single day and to talk, and there's no other distractions. So I think I realized that as scary as it was, that challenge was probably going to be very good for me at that moment in time.
Had you actually seen the show? Had you watched it?
I had seen some episodes. I think I tried to watch a few when they first contacted me.
When you first got a text?
Yeah. After that first text, yeah, exactly. But it's really interesting because you can watch the show, but when you're in it, it's an entirely different experience. And you really forget about the cameras, and yeah, what you see is what it's like.
I love a good love story. So Jamie was only in the programme for what, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah.
And your relationship is still going strong. You know, you've got a baby on the way, which is fantastic news. So what was the first thing that struck you about him?
Well, I always say this, he's got a really deep voice. I just remember him being like, "Hey, Cam," really low. But we just got on from the beginning. And to be completely honest, I don't think we'd have met in any other way. Our lives were so completely different. We came from completely different jobs, and so we were very lucky to meet on the show. But as you said, he came in just before the end, and actually my resounding memory of that time, and the bit I write about in the book, is that at that point I was feeling really good about the friendships that I'd managed to form with the women in the show, and feeling better about seeing my friends and family again. And then when we came out, you know, it was just less pressure, in that I was so happy about achieving this kind of goal of getting closer to my friends, that was the main important thing at that time. And you know, and then we could just see how things went.
It's so funny because now I'm trying to struggle to remember if he's got a really deep voice or not. Hello, Camilla. My name's Jamie. How are you? Did it go?
Very accurate impression, I have to say.
Thank you very much. Maybe I'll voice him if he's on Spitting Image. Camilla, look, Parenthood, it's on the way. Are you ready?
I think I'm going to focus on getting the book out first. Yeah. And then there's some other prep that still needs to be done for Parenthood.
OK, well, Camilla, thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck. And Jamie, we wish you the best of luck too, mate. Thanks so much, Camilla.
Thank you.
Thank you. The book, Not the Type, Finding My Place in the Real World, is out now.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub, and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.